All right, 10 things I did to scale to 10K months. The first one is perfecting your product suite. You really want to have a low, mid, and high ticket offer in your product suite and or in your storefront if you're curious at what a product suite means. It's just the different products that you have within your store, okay? You want to have a low, mid, and high ticket offer. I see a lot of people who have like 20 different products that almost have nothing to do with each other in their storefront. You really want to make sure that those 3 to 4 products feed into one another and make sense and connect because this takes away the decision fatigue from your followers and your potential buyers, right? They want to know exactly what they should buy. They don't want to have to read through 20 different items to make sure that that's for them, that it should just be clear, plain, simple which product they should be buying. The second is you really want to have a low ticket, high value product. This is for the try before you buy type of buyers, right? So my low ticket item, that is my high value item, is six-figure stories. I share exactly how to get sales from your stories, and it's literally only $17. So when people use this product, see the results, it makes them want to buy from me again, whether it's a high ticket item, whether it's a one-on-one coaching call, because they know I know what I'm talking about and I have a lot of value for very little money. Third, you want to start raising those prices over time. So if you have like a freebie or a low ticket item that should be way higher than it is, start to raise those prices. Go from $17 to $27. Go from 27 to $32 and just slowly raise those prices as your demand increases. Next is free value, aka free opportunities to just show how much of a freaking genius you are. So anything like this where you're just giving free advice and asking essentially nothing in return. It could be content audits, it could be like product ideas, it could be content ideas, anything like that where you can give free value. Really think about what your strengths are that you want to offer for free. And then you can always obviously have something that you tie in at the end. But I really find that giving free value and asking nothing in return really builds trust, especially if you're in the earlier days. Next is multiple styles of posting content. I know that carousels are really hot right now, but they have always been hot, guys. I've been using these from the beginning of creating my business, and they have helped me make sales, get clean lit link clicks, get followers, hit the explore page. It is why I include it in Six Figure Sales Academy because carousels were so slept on, and they still kind of are, even though people are talking about them. They don't know how to use them properly, which is why I created that and added that into my course. So all my students know exactly how to create carousels that get on the explore page and that actually lead the reader into to the end to a little mini sales page is what I call them, right? And then finally, I have a reel that went viral that was 30 seconds long. I know everybody talks about 5 to 7 second reels, and they definitely have a place. Keep doing them. But when you can mix in these other styles of posting content, you're going to reach a bigger audience. You're going to reach the people who are interested in reels, who are interested in carousels, who are interested in long form content, who are interested in just static posts and reading captions, right? There's multiple types of audiences out there. So make sure you're speaking and attracting all of them, right? Next is exploring other platforms. So I started moving out to Threads, Reddit, and Lemonade. I don't recommend doing this right away because it will be overwhelming if you're trying to balance all of these out. But I really recommend starting with Instagram, then moving to Threads, and then Lemonade, and then maybe even Reddit. And if you are, especially if you're a face forward account, I would really play around with TikTok. Face forward and TikTok are just, they marry each other so well. And actually, on my personal TikTok, I actually have 11,000 followers. It's not associated with this business, it's completely different. And I don't do anything with the faceless account because I find it to be a little bit harder to grow as a faceless account on TikTok. TikTok's a little bit more real, raw, and authentic. So, seven is perfecting your messaging and your storytelling. You need to have a transformational story for the product that you're selling and for you as well. So even if you haven't made sales, that's okay. A transformational story is so simple. It could be, I was feeling lost and hopeless, and then I saw a woman posting about how she makes money from sharing content that she didn't even create. And I knew that this was the opportunity for me. It could be something as simple as that, or the product that you just bought. I was feeling so lost and now I feel so clear. It could be as simple as that, but make sure that you have that transformational storytelling and that's transformation that you just repeat over and over and over again. Okay. Then finally, I keep saying finally, but selling in your stories This is your two-part strategy. You want to increase your views and then use your selling sequence. So I talk about this in six-figure stories, but when you can increase those views first, this is how I do it. I use simple polls and I make my story sequences really short. So if I'm trying to increase my views, I will only post 3 stories that day and I will make them highly engaging, very short, easy to read, and very digestible to make sure that people finish my story sequence. So then when I go to post stories again the next day, my story views are way up, okay? And you want to have as many story views when you go into your selling sequence. If you go straight into selling, those story views are going to drop and people aren't going to see how amazing your product is and hear all of the benefits that you have to share of your products. Next is order bumps. This is a Stan Pro feature. It's almost like a funnel, but it doesn't take you to another page. It's just at the bottom. So anytime somebody might check out like six-figure stories, they might add on 90 days of content for $9 because that what this does is it really psychologically just makes people be like, yeah, I'll add that. And it's almost like this impulse buy that you just click on because you think, oh, that would be helpful. And you don't even think about what the price adds up to. And I do like to keep them pretty low ticket. Then next is intuitive posting and writing. This is so important, especially one, to stand out so you don't sound like everybody else, and two, to really connect more with your audience. So for an example, I was writing an email post yesterday or an email blast yesterday. And before I went to write it, I was like, what do I want to say? What do I really want to connect with? What's a story that I can share of where I've been and where I'm at now? And so I just tapped into my past and just kind of reviewed some things. And I was like, you know what? I really feel like I should share this story about me buying lottery tickets. And later that day, somebody emailed me and was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how you did this, but this is the post I have been waiting to read. Okay. So whenever you start posting and writing with your intuition, you can really tap into this next level of connecting with your audience and connecting and sharing exactly what they want to hear. It almost makes them feel like you're like this crazy mind reader, right? And then finally, my bonus tip, it's almost two tips. Do not give up. I have had people watch me for months and then by 3 months later, 4 months later, they've been following me from the beginning and they just weren't there yet. And months later, they were like, okay, she's still doing this. Like, this is really cool. Maybe I should try. So do not give up. You do not know who is watching you and at what point they are going to want to buy from you. So please do not give up. And second, show up as though you are already an authority in your field. You can do this a couple of ways. One is just by exuding confidence in your posts and in your content. The next is by bringing people along your journey, experimenting and then sharing what you've experimented with, right? So I call this manufactured content. This could be something like, I got rid of bots for 7 days straight. Here's what happened. I posted 3 times a day for a month. Here's what happened. I tried carousel posts for a month. Here's what happened. What this does is instead of just telling people, oh, you should just trust me, it shows them why they should trust you because you've actually gone through and done it. It's not just a theory anymore, right? So that is 10 things I did to scale to 10 months or 10K months. I hope that you enjoyed it. And yeah, DM me if you thought that this was helpful.